Hey Liam, I want to go over your bullpen and the Rapsodo data, and I saw something that was really interesting. So, from pitch 45 to 53 on this page, this is all you. Pitch number 45 was your first pitch, and this one really jumped out at me because of that spin efficiency. Now, a bad place to be with spin efficiency with somebody who releases at about 1 o'clock with their spin direction, 1 to 2 o'clock, is kind of like 80% spin efficiency, 70% spin efficiency. That's like no man's land because it doesn't do anything special. But actually, if you gyro the ball enough, so the spin efficiency is very low, something very interesting happens and that pitch becomes a cutter instead of a fastball. And you start to get a very unique movement profile. So take a look at that pitch number 45. Go to the HB section. Actually, let me just open this pitch. You see that the horizontal break on this is negative 2.9, so about negative 3. And what that means is that normally for a right-handed pitcher, when they throw a fastball, the horizontal break will go to their arm side, and that'll just be considered positive. When it does the opposite of that and does a negative horizontal break, it goes towards your glove side, which is very, very unusual. And actually, it's not so unusual that you're able to do that. There are people that do that. But what is really unique is that the vertical break is so squashed down to nothing because the gyro is so high. So you're gyroing it at about 54.3%. And what that means is this ball has really good sink. So you combine the fact that your horizontal break is negative with sink and you have an outlier pitch. And we are always looking for outlier pitches. I want to show you how much this sticks out. You did two of them, I think. So let me go back to this screen here, right here, and look at the movement spray chart, this right here. And this is not where the pitches ended up. This is just how they're moving in absence of gravity. And you see that most people are in that upper right-hand quadrant. For those that are in the left-hand quadrant, the upper left, there's only a few, but there's only 2 pitches that have upper left and they're separated down more than the others. That's an outlier pitch, and we want to see if we can get that. So these blue ones, which are labeled cutters for you right here, that's you sitting all by yourself. So I know I've told you to remove gyro. Let's get it more efficient, more efficient, more efficient. But if you can go the other way for me and still throw it with this hard velocity, still keeping it a fastball, this is a cutter. And that is very good. I imagine that you're going to be like Kenley Jansen or something and play in the major leagues for 15 whatever years and living off of your cutter. Kenley Jansen has an amazing cutter and just nobody can hit it. So I almost want to, if we have something special, to keep that something special and not just make you like the same as everybody else. Kind of the standard thing would be like, all right, let's spin the baseball a little better. Let's see if I can find that again. I kind of lost where I was. There you are, pitch for number 45. So these are, if you go to pitch maybe 50, like here you're throwing it really hard. This isn't really a special pitch. Its horizontal break is kind of normal. The vertical break is kind of normal. It's just ho-hum. What's good about it is the velocity. You're starting to get a little faster. So we do not want to be in this 70-80% spin efficiency category. We either want to be below 50% or as close to 100% as we can. Does that make sense? So the most ideal thing for me would be you're able to do both. If you have a high efficiency fastball, and then you can throw a cutter, which is usually a few miles an hour less. So that's why your cutter is probably 52 and your max was 54. That's pretty typical, 2 miles an hour less, because it's harder to throw it that extra 2 miles an hour. But you get two different movement profiles for two different fastballs. That's really going to mess with the hitter's eye. They're going to not be able to find the barrel on the baseball, which is a very good thing. All right, so let's go back to this unusual one, and let's see if we can see anything with the mechanics with your pitch. Let's see if your glove stays in line with your chest. Yeah, pretty good. That's really good. And that's probably why we were able to clip that strike zone. And Rapsodo had it as a pure strike. So that was good. Let's see how you do when you just throw the tar out of the ball. So this is you working at max right here. This is the max. And let's look at the mechanics side of things and see how we do with that glove side. Hey, what do you know? Your glove is so awful. And look at you can see lower right-hand corner, you can see this missed hard. And that's exactly how you miss when you fly open with your glove. Oh, it almost went in between the crack of the fence. So that's how you miss when you fly open with your glove. Right at release, right, more or less here, we have that glove flying open, and that tugs at your release point. You conceivably could make your release point consistent, but most likely you're going to release it a couple of centimeters too early or a couple centimeters too late because you have all this energy pulling on your opposite arm through your glove flying open. It's going to be so much easier for you to throw strikes if when you throw hard, you keep that glove in line with your chest. And when you're not doing max, you're doing fine. But when you're throwing max intent, that's when you need it the most so we can deliver a consistent release point so we have a chance at throwing strikes. There's some mechanics that are velocity mechanics, like layback, like scap loading, like hip and shoulder separation. Those are our big chief three. And then there are mechanics for throwing strikes. The number one for that is don't fly open with your glove. Number two is keeping your eyes level, which, by the way, you're doing really, really good right here. So the eyes are level. Your head is not pulling to that left-handed side, but you still have energy tugging at that side through your glove. So in summary, you have an outlier ability. Maybe let's see if we can go the other way and chase a cutter. Still while keeping, when you're playing catch, still working on efficiency too. Seeing if you can control between the two. And then we have this command thing where we need to keep that glove in line with our chest, especially when we throw hard. Anyways, hope you enjoy the feedback.